Hello and welcome, my cartoon flowers that hurt people in their sleep. How you doing this wonderful day? It is SJB, Super John Bombo here, playing hardcore and hard to get. We're playing double HP Moabs today, which means we gotta think about how we're gonna pop these Moabs. Should be pretty easy. I mean, overall, I'm probably going to be using some sort of sniper here. Even though it's not a perfect map, I still like him on this map. I think he can be used quite ideally here if you position him properly. Maybe even something like this or something like this. Or even I've seen doing something as wild as something like this because it doesn't really take up very much room. I mean, you don't really need to hit over here. You don't really need to hit right here. So overall, he's a pretty good spot overall. Anyways, moving back into normal things. This is a bit of a tough topic to talk about with you guys, but I am going to do my best to talk to you guys about it. I'm moving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving my house. I have rented my house for the past 6 years. It's been a while. It's been a wild ride. It's been bad. It's rough because I know a lot of people that have been okay, so I don't mean to be rude to anybody here, but a lot of my friends lived with their parents until they were 25, 26, 27, even until today. I have two friends at the very least. Out of my normal 8 friends, like 1/4 of the group still lives with their parents at approximately 30 years old. When I was 22 years old, and they pay no rent or anything like that. When I was 21 years old? 21 years old, my dad started charging me rent to live in the house. So basically he was saying, hey, you can live in the house if you want to, but we're going to have to start charging you. We don't want you here. We would rather have you leave, Chris. It would be better for everybody if you left, but I'm going to make some money off you if you're going to stay here. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Do what you got to do, man. He didn't charge me an unreasonable amount of rent, but he did charge me an amount of rent. I'm a little jealous because a lot of my friends, because, you know what, they got time to sort of save up their money and get ready to buy a house or something like that. But me, I'm paying my parents rent and stuff like that. I don't hate my dad for doing it. He was just sort of old school about it. More old school than a lot of other people, I feel like. We're going to throw out an alchemist here. We're actually going to go for a quick sharpshooter, believe it or not. I really like this tower, by the way. I think a lot of people underestimate how good a sharpshooter can be. You get fast shooting on this puppy, he is solid. But we do have to make sure we have a good amount of Moab damage here. So I'm thinking about doing sharpshooter, get an alchemist up pretty high, but also going for our monkey ace here, which I think is one of the key towers to beating round 40 double HP Moabs, guys. Because that's probably the hardest part of it all. Sure, higher tier rounds are tough and all that stuff, but getting started in here is definitely the hardest part. So we got the sharpshooter. We're going to get quick shots and very quick shots on this guy. There we go. Whoop, whoop. Looking good, Chris. Looking sexy. Anyways, my parents sort of forced me out a little bit. And again, I don't want to be rude to anybody because I know that a lot of other people had it much worse. They might have gotten kicked out at 18 years old or even younger, possibly. You know, and that's really, really sad. I don't wish that on anybody. But when you compare it to people that I know, it's like, well, I got the short end of the stick compared to them. And it hasn't screwed me over or anything like that, but it has put me down a little bit and trying to catch up to what they were able to do, I assume, or I think. So what's odd is that I actually have rented a house for the past few years, rather than renting an apartment for the past few years. Now, I know that sounds really, really weird, but I gotta admit, I really, really enjoy renting my house. I have felt like it has been one of the best investments that I've ever made. You get more room, more space, more everything, and you don't have to deal with crappy neighbors the entire time for approximately the same amount. And I'm not joking around. I'm not messing around here. Approximately the same amount as renting out an apartment. So I do not regret my decision one little baby bit at all for renting out a house. I've had a yard and I've had to take care of it and stuff like that. But I've learned a lot too. Like if anything breaks down, I can sort of just see if I can fix it before I let my landlord know that you got to come fix it or whatever, and I just sort of like live with it. You know, it's like a good testing phase, I suppose, rather than just jumping into a new house, not knowing how to take care of anything or do anything, and just being like, oh crap, something got screwed up. I don't know what to do. Ah! So I've had a lot of random issues happen too for me. If you want to know, like my pipe bursted in the basement multiple times. Yep, no joke, multiple times. We've had a little bit of flooding down there too. We've had pools break on us and lights go out and electricity problems and like lots of random crap happen. So I feel like and lawnmower issues. Oh my god, that was chaotic for the lawnmower. But yeah, I've learned a lot over the years. So anyways, I don't regret my decision. But my friends definitely always were like, you're wasting money by not buying a house. You know, you're wasting all your money. You're just giving it away by renting a house. I have to say that I slightly disagree with that statement. Not knowing where you're going to live, not knowing how you want to live, and possibly buying a house just to sell a house later, like, for me, it just didn't really work out how I thought it would. Or at least I feel like they didn't, what's the best way to put it? That sentence made no sense. Whatever they did not work out as superb for them as they thought. And for myself, I am very happy. But I think it's finally time to move on, guys. So what we realize is we're going to wait for the next time that the market dips. All right. This is hard to read, hard to know. You never really know what's going to happen. But just so happens there's a pandemic going on. And with the pandemic, the market dipped a little bit. Not very many people have jobs. And that means that because I have YouTube, which I can't lose my job, or really, realistically can't lose my job, even though I am making much, much, much less money than normal. I think it's the right time to try to buy a house. Again, hoping that YouTube eventually gets its crap figured out, and with this pandemic going on here, and hopefully it won't end up being a long-term issue for me. It's a little bit risky, I'll admit it. It's a little bit risky to buy a house in this time, but I'm hoping for the best, basically. I am. I'm hoping for the best. I hope it all goes smoothly. 51 was a little difficult, but we got that ninja up there, and we're feeling pretty good. We got a lot of money built up over here. What are we going to buy? What are we going to buy? Let's get that sniper I was telling you guys about. I really like this sniper. If you guys have not been using him, highly, highly recommend him. You're going to go for a shrapnel shot, and you're going to get this fully auto, but eventually the elite defender. He's expensive, don't get me wrong. But full infinite range throughout the entire map, and he does insane amounts of damage. It's good. It's really good. He's got a couple weaknesses like regen Bloons, but how often are those things coming out? You know, it just doesn't matter. And all types of pop power. So delish. So anyways, we started looking for a house, and it happened pretty fast. Basically, we looked at about 25 houses in the span of about 4 days, and we decided to get going because basically we had to tell our landlord whether or not we were going to move out a couple days ago. You know, we have to give them 60 days notice. So right now we're in the process of buying a house already. We put an offer on it. We have a home inspection coming up, and basically what that means is that once we have the home inspection, unless something unbelievably wrong with the house, we can it's probably going to go through. And like I said, there could be something unbelievably wrong with the house that we just don't like, or there's extreme damage in the basement, or water damage in the walls, or something like that we just can't deal with. So those are all possibilities for sure. So a little bit scared of something like that happening. Anyways, what we're going to do here is we're going to throw down another quick cannon here. I think I am fairly afraid of round 63 in most normal situations, so we're going to throw down a quick cannon, and we're going to get our elite defender here. And that should keep us in the game and beat the game for us for the rest of the game. As awesome as that is. Even with the double HP Moabs. Even with. I think. But, I'll also throw down a wizard over here, and if I ever upgrade him up to 4th tier, I'll feel much better about myself. Just in case. Just in case. I had the spot for him now. So anyways, I've sort of mentioned this on my main channel a little bit, but you guys are finally getting the real deets, all right? The hardcore peeps out there that actually pay attention to me or care about the stuff that's going on in my life. You hardcore peeps get to know that I am pretty close to buying a house. It's kind of exciting, to be completely honest, because it's a really, really nice house. The crazy part of the house is, we're actually buying it from flippers. So these people found a house that was really, really crappy. They fixed it up, and now they're selling it. It just so happens that they don't want to hold on to this house for a long time, not knowing what's going to happen. So they dropped the price $10,000, and then we asked for $5,000 less than that, and it seems like it's going to go through. So we got the house for $15,000 less than what it's possibly even the market value is, or even what they thought it was worth. So I'm kind of excited on saving $15,000, but also on finally having a place to my own, because it's kind of weird. I don't know how your guys' parents are and everything, but I usually ask the questions in the community section of, how much do you guys enjoy where you live? And generally, 80-90% of people are like, it's pretty awesome, it's pretty sweet. How much do you like your parents? 80%, 90% of people are like, yeah, they're pretty cool, or they're all right. They're pretty nice, they're awesome. So there's very, very few people that say my parents suck, I hate where I live, I'm really depressed because of this, this, and this. So, and my life sucks because of this, this, and this. So I'm glad about that, by the way. I'm very happy that you guys don't have terrible, terrible lives, but at the same time, it makes me understand people just a little bit better. So I do learn a lot from those polls, in case anybody's curious. That's what I use it for the most, to understand people. Let's put this guy on. What? Oh, I should have been using Wing Monkey, baby. Why ain't I using Wing Monkeys? I don't know. But anyways, the one great thing about these guys, the further we get in the game here, they're actually going to do better and better, because they do grouped damage now. They used to not do group damage. They used to do just singular damage. Now, oh baby, now it's looking good. I keep buying Centered Path for no reason. Literally no reason. But again, just a great thing to just throw down. We got infinite range. We've got missile damage on these BFBs. It's great. So, I don't really know what else to say about it, but I just did want to let you guys know that that's what's going on. It's not a perfect house. I gotta admit, there's some things wrong with it. I think the house itself is pretty sweet. It's like my style. It's a lot of houses that we were looking at had real wood floors and really sort of expensive things that just don't necessarily mean it's all that much better. It's just the style that people put it in, and it costs more money. I don't know. Amanda doesn't like that I say things like this, but it feels like it's my style, because it's you get more bang for your buck, basically, if you don't choose the higher-end stuff, but instead choose, the medium-end stuff. That's how I feel. That's the best way I can explain it. I don't know how else to put it in a better way that Amanda wouldn't sound angry at me for, but we use it's laminate flooring instead of wood flooring, which is a little cheaper, but also I think it's actually better. So it's well, heck yeah, it's my style if it's cheaper and it's better. It doesn't need to be the style that other people like. So here we go. We're gonna go whoop, just in case. Throw that thing down, man. Whenever you see around 78, you gotta get ready. Use that Gwendy ability right there. That's delish, guys. Absolutely delish. But the nice thing about it is that it's got an unfinished basement, which I would love to finish. I think it'd be really cool to have my own area that I can build up and make fun and make cool and everything. And then also, it's got really cool walking paths by it. But the big negative for us is that it's actually pretty far away from Amanda's work. So, to me, obviously, it doesn't matter that much. But of course, I want Amanda to be home as much as possible. I want her to enjoy where she's living and not have to drive 3 hours a day to get to work. It's not that far, but it ranges between 30 and 40 minutes, and that's still pretty far for somebody to work. I know a lot of people work farther than that, but it's still a little bit farther than you'd like. When there was a couple houses we were looking at that were 8 minutes away, 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away, that's much more reasonable. But it just so happened that we picked this house. It was just almost too nice to pass up. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed my little house story, make sure you press the like button for me. Don't forget to leave me some extra comments below if you guys are interested in certain topics. I would love to hear about them. Thanks so much for watching. Have a super duper delicious day.